Night has settled gently over the countryside. Soft darkness rests on fields and hills, and the world has grown quiet and unhurried. You are here, inside a warm train carriage, held in a safe and peaceful space. Outside, the night stretches wide and calm. Inside, the air is still, the light is low, and nothing is expected of you. The seat beneath you is steady and supportive. Fabric against your body feels soft and welcoming. The small movements of the train are slow and predictable, a gentle sway that invites every muscle to loosen and rest. Somewhere in the distance, the day has already ended. Tasks, conversations, decisions, all of that belongs to another time. Here, in this moment, there is only the quiet hum of the train and the comfort of being carried forward without effort. Every sound around you is soft. The faint murmur of the engine, a low, constant vibration beneath the floor, the occasional, distant click of metal joining metal as the wheels glide along the tracks. Nothing is sharp or sudden. Nothing pulls at your attention. Everything blends into a steady background of calm, like a quiet lullaby without words. You are safe here. Nothing needs to be done. Nowhere else needs to be reached. The journey is already in motion, and you are simply along for the ride. Notice how the body responds to that thought. Shoulders easing, even if only a little. The jaw softening. The breath growing just a bit slower, a bit deeper, all on its own. The carriage feels like a small world of its own. Warm, enclosed, gently lit. Light is dim and soothing, easy on tired eyes, wrapping everything in a soft glow. Outside the window, the night countryside is passing by. Shapes and shadows move slowly in the darkness. A distant farmhouse light, a line of trees, the suggestion of a hill rolling away into the night. Details do not need to be clear. It is enough to know that the world outside is calm and sleeping. Fields are resting, villages are quiet, roads are empty and still. Here, inside this moving cocoon, you can rest too. You are being carried through the night, held and supported by the steady rhythm of the train. Nothing depends on your effort. Nothing depends on your attention. If thoughts from the day drift in, they can be treated like small scenes passing outside the window. They appear for a moment. They move through. Then they fade softly back into the dark. The mind does not need to push them away. It can simply watch them come and go, the way the train glides past sleeping fields. One moment here, the next moment gone, leaving only the hum of the present moment. Feel how the body settles a little deeper into the seat. The weight is fully supported. No part of you has to hold anything up. Gravity is doing the work, gently anchoring you in place. The train sways in a slow, soothing rhythm, forward and steady, a tiny rock to one side, then back again. The motion is almost like being cradled, reassuring and familiar. Breath moves in and out at its own pace. There is nothing to fix about it, nothing to manage. Simply noticing it is enough. Warmth gathers wherever the body meets the seat. Back, legs, arms resting at your sides. Fabric, cushions, and the quiet air of the carriage form a nest of support around you. Lights inside are soft, but the world outside is darker, more muted. The contrast makes the interior feel even more sheltered, like a small island of comfort in the wide night. In this space, time begins to slow. Minutes stretch out, not needing to be measured. What comes next does not matter. Only this gentle ride, this feeling of being carried, really exists right now. If the eyes wish to close, they can. If they prefer to stay half open, letting the blur of the window's edge and the dim light drift in, that is fine too. Both ways lead to the same soft place of rest. Any sounds from other travelers are quiet and distant. A soft shuffle of fabric, a slow breath, footsteps far away in another part of the train, fading almost as soon as they begin. These small traces of other lives do not disturb the calm. They add to the sense of shared stillness, many people moving together through the night, all wrapped in their own peaceful circles. Here, nothing is rushed. Words arrive slowly and leave plenty of space behind them. Images form gently and dissolve just as gently. The mind is free to follow them or simply drift. To picture the dark line of trees outside, or the curve of a quiet road, or nothing at all. Every option is allowed. Every pace is acceptable. Breathing continues, steady and reliable. In and out. Like the train moving along its tracks. In and out. Like waves of comfort rolling through muscles and bones. As the journey continues, the sense of safety deepens. The body recognizes the pattern of motion, the soft sounds, the lack of demand. It understands that this is a time for easing, for loosening, for letting go. Thoughts can become slower, heavier, less interested in details. They may drift towards simple sensations instead. The feeling of fabric, the subtle vibration of the floor, the warmth of the air around the face. Inside this quiet carriage, surrounded by sleeping countrysides, you are held in a gentle pause between places, not where you were, not yet where you are going, just here, in a soft in-between space where rest is allowed to unfold. Nothing urgent is waiting. Nothing is calling your name. Only the low, steady hum of the train and the soft darkness outside stretching on and on. In this moment, it is enough to be carried, enough to breathe, enough to feel the body growing heavier, more relaxed, more at ease. The night will take care of itself. The tracks will guide the way. The countryside will sleep on, fields and villages resting in silence as the train glides past. Here, in this warm, quiet space, you can settle as deeply as you wish. Thought by thought, breath by breath, the journey into stillness continues. Slow, gentle, unhurried, just like the train moving softly through the sleeping countryside. The carriage is quiet and gently lit, wrapped in a soft glow that warms the space around you. Warm lamplight reaches across the seats and settles on the floor in calm, golden shapes. The air feels still and easy, as if the train itself is taking a slow, steady breath. You find your place in this quiet world, a seat that feels inviting, cushioned, supportive, ready to hold your weight without asking for anything in return. The fabric is comfortable beneath you, familiar in its softness, and the body begins to loosen as it settles. Take a moment here. The simple act of sitting down brings a small shift inside, a sense of arrival, a gentle pause before the movement of the journey fully begins. The carriage sways in a slow, familiar rhythm. Not too much. Just enough to remind you that the train is alive beneath you, carrying you forward with steady intention. The motion feels safe and predictable, like a slow rock that invites the shoulders to drop and the breath to deepen. Around you, the warm lights soften every detail. Edges blur. Colors fade into gentle tones. Nothing sharp, nothing demanding, just a calm space to rest in. You can feel the seat cradle your body as you ease further into it. The lower back supported, the legs comfortable, arms resting wherever they naturally fall, without effort or thought. There is a small hum beneath the floor, a soft vibration that spreads through the seat and into your muscles. This faint, steady sound forms a backdrop of comfort, a reminder that the train is doing all the work so you don't have to. Each breath becomes a little slower, a little softer, as if the air inside the carriage has its own gentle rhythm, encouraging you to follow along. Outside the windows, darkness stretches out in every direction. You don't need to see the details to feel the spacious calm surrounding the train. Fields, trees, quiet roads, all resting in the softness of night. Inside, the warmth holds you. There's a sense of being tucked away, held in a pocket of calm that moves through the world without disturbing it. A small, peaceful cocoon of light and quiet motion. Your awareness begins to settle, first in the body, where muscles soften and weight sinks a little deeper into the seat. Then in the mind, where thoughts slow and drift, no longer racing to be heard. The carriage around you feels like a gentle shelter, the faint glow of lamplight, the quiet presence of empty seats nearby. The easy stillness of the space creates a calm that seems to grow with every passing moment. Even the small sounds inside the cabin feel soothing. A soft creak of the floor, the quiet shifting of the train's frame, a distant rustle from another traveller, barely noticeable, fading quickly back into silence. All of it blends into the warmth of the scene. Nothing stands out. Nothing interrupts the calm. Every sound, every sensation contributes to the feeling of being settled and supported. The longer you sit here, the more natural it feels to let go. Tension slowly unwinds from the neck and shoulders. Breath moves without effort. Thoughts become lighter, more distant. You may notice how the cushions give slightly beneath your weight, how the back of the seat feels comfortable and familiar, how your arms rest in a way that feels unforced and easy. There is no pressure to hold yourself perfectly still. The gentle sway of the cabin supports you, creating small, effortless adjustments in your posture that feel natural and soothing. Everything flows in slow, smooth motion. Warm light touches the edges of your vision, making the space feel safe and contained. Even without looking directly at it, you sense its glow, calm and reassuring. It wraps the cabin in a soft blanket of peace. Awareness drifts from the body to the space around you, and then back again. The seat, the warmth, the gentle rocking of the train. Each one offers a quiet invitation to relax a little more deeply. Outside, the world remains silent and dark. Inside, comfort settles over you like a slow exhale. The train moves forward with steady purpose, and you move with it, not needing to guide or control anything. In this moment, you are simply here, resting, breathing, held by the seat, the carriage, the soft rhythm of the journey. The gentle sway continues, a constant reassurance in the background. Breath flows easily. The mind unwinds a small thread at a time, loosening whatever it held onto during the day. Here, you are allowed to let everything soften. The body grows heavier. The thoughts grow quieter. The whole space around you feels like a warm, calm shelter moving through the night. The journey has only just begun, but already the sense of grounding has taken hold. Warmth, stillness, soft motion, all working together to ease you further into rest. Nothing else is needed right now. Just the quiet comfort of the seat beneath you, the gentle lamplight above, and the steady rhythm of the train carrying you through sleeping countrysides. You settle a little deeper, breathing slow and calm, held in this softly lit carriage as the night stretches peacefully around you, and the train continues its gentle glide forward through the dark. The moment is quiet and still, held in a soft pause before movement. Warm light rests gently across the carriage, and the air feels calm, almost hushed, as if the whole space is taking a slow breath with you. Then, beneath the floor, a subtle shift begins. A small tremor, a hint of motion that rolls through the frame of the train like a gentle whisper. It's slow at first, almost like the train is stretching after a long rest. The wheels begin to hum, low and steady. A soft vibration joins the air, spreading upward through the seat, through the soles of your feet, through your whole body in a way that feels comforting and familiar. Nothing sudden, nothing sharp, just a warm, predictable rhythm beginning to form. Outside the windows, the last traces of the station glow faintly in the distance. Lights blur softly as the train glides away from them. They fade one by one, growing dimmer with each passing second until they melt into the darkness behind you. The motion settles into a smooth, rolling glide, not fast, not slow, just steady, like a long, quiet exhale stretching itself across the tracks. With each small shift, the body relaxes a little more. The rhythm beneath you becomes a gentle anchor, a steady pulse that supports every breath you take. Forward and forward. The train moves with quiet confidence, carrying you into the calm night. The hum of the wheels deepens, settling into a pattern that feels almost musical. Soft repeats, gentle clicks, a flowing cadence that wraps around you like a soft blanket. Station lights fall behind completely now, leaving only the wide darkness of sleeping countryside ahead. You don't need to see the details to feel the openness outside. Fields stretching into the night, quiet roads resting in stillness, the world easing into silence as you move through it. Inside the carriage, the sway becomes more noticeable, a light rock to one side, then the other. Each movement slow and reassuring, as if the train is guiding your body into deeper ease. Your breath begins to follow the rhythm without effort, in and out, matching the soft roll beneath you. The repetition feels safe, like something you've known for a long time. The train glides on, smooth and even. Every part of its movement is steady and predictable, and that predictability brings an unexpected comfort. You can lean into it, trust it, let it hold the moment for you. There's a gentle pull as the train gathers a little more momentum. Nothing forceful, just a quiet, steady push into the night, like drifting on a calm current that's been flowing for hours. Inside, the light shifts softly across the seats as the train moves. Shadows drift in slow patterns. Shapes stretch and relax. The warm glow remains steady, giving the cabin a peaceful, lived-in feeling. Every sound settles into place. The hum, the rhythmic roll, the muted rush of air outside the windows. Together, they form a simple, calming harmony that feels timeless. The longer the train moves, the more natural the motion becomes. Your body begins to understand it, to anticipate the slight rise and fall, to soften into each smooth curve of the tracks. Thoughts that once felt tangled start to loosen. The mind settles into the repetition, the sameness of the pattern. Nothing to solve, nothing to keep track of, just motion and breath. Up ahead, the darkness feels expansive and quiet. It stretches far beyond the reach of the window, carrying the sense of endless calm with it. The train moves confidently through that quiet, carving a narrow path of warmth and light through the night. Inside the carriage, the air remains steady and warm. Every small detail feels softened by the gentle movement. The fabric beneath you, the dim reflections in the window, the faint vibration traveling through the floor. With each passing moment, the rhythm becomes more soothing, more familiar, more grounding. It encourages the whole body to settle deeper, as if the train is inviting you to rest fully and completely. Breath continues at its own slow pace. You may notice how it gently falls into step with the glide of the wheels. A steady rise, a slow release, a comfortable cycle that repeats without effort. The world outside remains quiet and distant. You move through it without disturbing anything. Villages sleep, trees stand still in the darkness. Night air drifts softly across open fields. Inside, everything feels contained. The warm glow, the cushioned seat, the quiet hum of motion. A small sanctuary gliding through the vast quiet. The train moves smoothly around a gentle curve. The shift is subtle but noticeable, like a soft turn of the wrist. Your body follows without thought, swaying with the motion, relaxing even more. Another stretch of track unfolds beneath you, long and straight, steady and sure. The repetition continues, calming the mind with every passing moment. The sound of the wheels becomes almost hypnotic, familiar, repetitive, each rotation blending into the next, creating a soothing rhythm that feels like the heartbeat of the night. You glide forward, wrapped in this calm movement, wrapped in the soft sway of the cabin, wrapped in the quiet warmth of the dimly lit space around you. Nothing else exists for now, just the steady motion, the deepening breath, the feeling of being carried gently into the darkness. As the rhythm continues, the body grows heavier, more settled. Thoughts slow, drifting in and out like soft shadows passing outside the window. The mind begins to rest in the predictability of the movement. The glide of the train feels endless, stretching quietly into the night. Nothing hurried, nothing forced, just smooth, steady motion that supports every part of you. Warm light, soft sway, a gentle hum beneath the floor. Together they create a peaceful world where the train's rhythm becomes your own, steady, slow, and deeply reassuring. As you glide deeper into the calm of the night, the train glides deeper into the night, and the world outside begins to open in soft, quiet shapes. Dark fields stretch out on either side, and the glow of the carriage lights creates a gentle contrast against the wide darkness beyond the windows. As the train moves forward, small clusters of lights appear in the distance, faint at first, just tiny specks resting low on the horizon. Then slowly they become clearer, forming the outline of a quiet village settling into sleep. The first houses pass by in a slow drift. Warm light spills softly from a few windows, muted by curtains and nighttime stillness. The glow is gentle, comforting, like a reminder that life continues quietly behind those walls, even as the world rests. Rooftops form dark silhouettes against the sky, simple shapes, calm and unmoving as the train glides beyond them. The edges are softened by the dimness of night, giving the whole village a peaceful, dreamlike feel. A narrow street appears for a moment, empty and still, stretching between rows of small homes. Lamps line the walkway, their light warm and low, casting soft pools onto the ground. Everything looks untouched, as if time itself has slowed to a gentle standstill. The train moves on, passing another cluster of houses. Some have porch lights glowing faintly. Others rest in darkness, quiet and still. Each one feels like a little world, settled into its own soft sleep. Behind thin curtains, the shapes of rooms are just barely visible. A soft outline of a table, a faint shadow of a chair, tiny hints of life winding down for the night. The train continues its steady glide, and the village shifts slowly out of view. There is no hurry, no rush. Every moment lingers just long enough to feel real, then slips gently into the darkness behind you. Another small town rises in the distance. A few lights shimmer at the far edge of a hill. They grow brighter with each passing second, glowing warmly against the deep blue of the sky. As you draw closer, buildings take shape. A little store with its sign light dimmed for the night. A row of homes pressed close together, each window telling its own quiet story. Some bright, some dark, all resting. A narrow bridge crosses above the tracks. Its lights flicker gently, casting a soft glow across the roof of the carriage as you pass beneath. For a moment, the world feels like it's holding its breath, letting you move through untouched. The rhythm of the train remains steady and calm. The wheels roll smoothly along the tracks, creating a gentle beat that blends with the scenery outside. Each rotation, each glide, feels like a soft whisper against the night. The villages continue to appear, one after another, spaced out among the dark fields. Some small, just a few homes gathered together. Some a bit larger, with clusters of lights forming quiet patterns in the darkness. A sense of peaceful distance surrounds all of them. You are passing through their night, not entering it, observing gently without disturbing a single thing. Another quiet street comes into view. It stretches out from the edge of the tracks, lined with parked cars and sleeping gardens. Trees stand tall and still, their branches barely stirring in the calm air. A single window glows softly near the end of the road. Maybe someone is reading. Maybe someone is waiting for sleep. The light feels warm and human, a small beacon in the quiet. The train glides on, and the window fades. The road disappears. The houses shrink back into the night as the countryside opens once more around you. Silhouettes of rooftops pass by slowly. Chimneys and slanted lines stand out against the sky, forming gentle shapes as the train moves beyond them. Each one feels peaceful, steady, untouched by the busy world of daylight. Between villages, the world becomes wider and darker. Fields stretch out in long, smooth waves. Trees form small clusters of shadow. The sky hangs quietly overhead, holding a faint glow from distant stars. Then another small village appears, glowing like a soft constellation on the ground. Lights twinkle through windows. Shapes shift quietly as the train draws closer. Everything feels hushed, protected by the deep calm of night. A set of houses stands close together near the tracks. Warm light filters through a few windows, casting muted patterns across porches and fences. The glow feels gentle, like a comforting murmur in the dark. The train rolls past them at the same slow, steady pace. Nothing rushes. Nothing interrupts the calm. Each scene unfolds naturally, then fades softly into the distance. You watch rooftops drift by in a slow parade. Peaked roofs, flat roofs, small chimneys rising like quiet markers against the night sky. The silhouettes blend softly into the darkness as the train continues forward. Another road comes and goes beneath the window. Empty, calm, resting. It stretches out toward the heart of the village, then disappears as the train moves on. Soft glows linger behind curtains of nearby homes, hints of warm rooms, quiet stories unfolding in stillness, everything gentle and untouched. One last home stands near the edge of the village, a single light in an upstairs room. It shines with a soft golden hue, steady and warm, then slowly vanishes as the train glides past. The night opens wide again. Villages fall behind. Fields stretch out ahead. The rhythm of the train continues, steady and soothing, carrying you deeper into calm. Here, in this drifting moment, the quiet world outside feels both near and distant. You pass through it softly, touching nothing, disturbing nothing, just gliding through sleeping countrysides wrapped in the hush of night. The lights of the last village fade completely now. Only darkness remains outside the window. Smooth, peaceful darkness that feels soft around the edges. Inside the carriage, the calm settles even deeper. Breath eases. Thoughts drift lightly. The steady motion of the train continues, quiet and sure, as the night stretches gently on and on. The night opens wider as the train glides forward. The soft glow of passing villages fades behind you, leaving a quiet stretch of open land on either side of the tracks. Moonlight spreads gently across the fields, giving everything a light, silvery sheen. The sky feels vast here, clear and deep, a calm blanket of darkness reaching far across the horizon. The moon hangs above, steady and bright, guiding its soft light across the countryside. Tall grasses sway lightly in the night air. Their tips catch the moonlight and shimmer with a quiet, gentle movement. Each blade rises and falls on its own slow rhythm, creating a soft, rolling motion that seems to echo the train's glide. Wide fields stretch out in long, open waves, some smooth and even, some dotted with patches of wildflowers and low shrubs, all of them touched by the moon's glow, covered in a soft layer of silver. The land feels open and welcoming. Nothing crowded, nothing rushed, just wide spaces where the night can breathe. Far off in the distance, a quiet road appears, a thin, winding line that curves gently through the fields. It looks empty and still, resting softly beneath the moonlight. The road seems to drift alongside the train for a while, sometimes close, sometimes far. Then it slowly curves away again, returning to the deep quiet of the countryside. Here, everything feels spacious. The world stretches outward in every direction, unbroken by noise or movement. The openness creates a sense of calm that settles deep in the body. Each new field feels softer than the last. Small hills rise gently and fall again. Meadows unfold with slow, sweeping motions. The land moves in quiet patterns, steady and sure. Moonlight reflects on small patches of water scattered through the fields. A pond, a narrow stream, a shallow dip that has gathered rain. Each surface mirrors the sky with a soft glimmer. The roads grow fewer as the landscape opens even more. Those that appear seem to wander without hurry, curving around the edges of the land as if guided by the shape of the night itself. The train moves with a slow, steady rhythm, forward and forward, gliding over the tracks. The motion feels even more gentle here, surrounded by such wide, open space. The air outside seems lighter, cooler. Soft currents drift across the land and carry the scent of grass, soil, and the quietness of night. Even through the closed windows, the sense of openness reaches inward. The fields pass by in long, peaceful stretches, some dotted with trees standing quietly at their edges, some wide and empty, the grasses rolling like a soft silver sea. A lone farmhouse appears at the far end of a field. Its windows are dark, its shape still and familiar. Moonlight rests on its roof, outlining it gently against the night. The train glides past, leaving the farmhouse to its quiet rest. No sound breaks its stillness. No light disturbs its sleep. It remains a calm marker in the wide expanse of night. Further along, a wooden fence runs parallel to the tracks for a while. Posts and rails catch the moonlight, creating soft lines that move smoothly past the window. The fence eventually fades into the darkness, swallowed gently by the open fields. The world feels unbroken here. Open land, quiet roads, endless sky, all touched by the same soft glow. Each scene seems to invite the breath to slow down, to stretch out, to settle into the same peaceful rhythm the landscape holds. The train moves through a meadow filled with tall grasses. They bend and sway with the slight movement of the night air. Their soft, pale tops shimmer in waves as the moonlight touches them. Ahead, a quiet road crosses the tracks. It approaches slowly, drifting into view from the side of a distant hill. Empty, calm, stretching across the land as if waiting for the morning light. The crossing passes gently beneath you. The road continues on the other side, fading back into the darkness. The sound of the train remains steady, blending with the wide silence around it. There's a sense of openness in every direction, a peaceful stillness that seems to deepen the farther you travel. Each field, each meadow, each quiet road adds to the calm of the night. The moon hangs slightly lower now, casting longer shadows across the land. Trees stand like gentle silhouettes, their branches reaching softly upward. The shadows move slowly with the train, sliding across the fields in quiet patterns. Every stretch of land feels like a deep breath, slow, smooth, open. The vastness invites the mind to settle, to drift, to rest in the quiet. The train continues its glide through these moonlit spaces. Each moment unfolds softly. Each scene lingers just long enough before dissolving into the dark. The gentle rhythm of the wheels blends with the calm of the open land. Everything feels lighter here, more spacious, more at ease. The night seems to move with you, drifting along the edges of the fields, following the curve of quiet roads, flowing gently beside the train as it travels deeper into the countryside. The fields begin to change slowly, becoming wider, softer, more open than before. The moonlight grows even brighter, touching every surface with its cool silvery glow. The world outside feels peaceful and endless, a vast, quiet companion traveling alongside you, offering space, offering stillness, offering rest. The train continues forward with gentle certainty. The landscape stretches out around you, calm and unbroken. Everything settles into a rhythm that feels natural and deeply soothing. The moonlit fields fade gradually into the distance. Quiet roads disappear into the dark. The open land holds its breath, soft and silent. Here, surrounded by wide spaces and gentle light, the night wraps itself around the train. Calm, open, and endlessly peaceful. As the journey drifts deeper into the quiet, the night has grown deeper, and the train settles into a steady rhythm that feels warm and familiar. The cabin around you is quiet, held in soft light, while the motion beneath your seat moves in slow, comforting patterns. A low hum rises gently through the floor. It's calm and even, a sound that stays the same no matter how far you travel. The hum joins the faint clatter of the rails, creating a simple melody of repetition that fills the space with ease. The wheels roll in a soothing cadence, soft clicks, light taps, each one blending smoothly into the next. Nothing sharp, nothing sudden, just a continuous flow of gentle sound. The wind brushes past the outside of the carriage. It moves in long, quiet strokes, barely audible, but always there. A soft whisper that wraps the train in a calm, steady presence. Inside, everything feels steady and grounded. The seat holds you. The sway of the cabin offers slow, subtle movement, and the air in the carriage stays warm and peaceful. Breathing naturally falls into the pattern of the train. A slow inhale, a long, relaxed release. The movement, the hum, the breath, all settling into one smooth rhythm. The world outside passes silently. Fields, roads, distant hills, all resting in darkness. Here, inside the moving carriage, the simple sounds become a gentle anchor. The clatter of the tracks continues in a steady loop, forward and forward, quiet and sure. The pattern repeats itself, predictable and soothing. It's the kind of rhythm the mind can lean into. Something steady, something constant, a backdrop that welcomes every tired thought to soften and fall away. The engine's hum deepens slightly as the train moves over a long stretch of open land. It vibrates softly through the seat, through your legs, through your hands resting loosely at your sides. Each vibration feels warm, almost comforting, like a small reminder that the journey is steady and safe. Breath eases again, finding its way back into a slow, natural pace. Warm air drifts in and out. Muscles loosen with each gentle rise and fall of the chest. The train sways with subtle grace, a quiet rock to one side, a soft drift to the other. Never hurried, never forced, just a gentle motion that feels like being cradled by the night. Sounds weave together in a peaceful blend. The rhythm of the rails, the pulse of the engine, the whisper of wind moving past the windows, all of it forming a simple, calming harmony. You begin to notice small details in the cadence, a slightly longer roll of the wheels as the track straightens, a faint shift in tone as the train glides over a smooth section of rail. Tiny variations that only make the pattern more relaxing. The mind grows quieter. Thoughts drift in and drift out, carried gently along by the steady sounds. Nothing clings, nothing presses. Everything finds space to loosen and fade. Breath flows with the rhythm of the train. Slow inhale, soft exhale, steady, even, comforting. The hum beneath you remains constant, wrapping the carriage in a faint warmth. It feels like the night itself is humming along, guiding the train through its dark and peaceful path. Wind brushes past again, long and smooth, almost like a sigh across the countryside. It comes and goes in soft waves, adding to the quiet symphony of night travel. Each sound supports a sense of deep ease, the rails offering gentle repetition, the engine offering calm steadiness, the wind offering soft movement. Together, they form a rhythm that invites the whole body to settle. Shoulders ease, arms rest, legs grow heavier with comfort. Even the muscles in the face soften, letting go of the tightness of the day. The sway of the cabin deepens the calm. Small motions remind you that you're being carried smoothly forward. Nothing is required of you. You are simply along for the ride, supported by the train's gentle pace. Thoughts slow further. The rhythm of the rails creates space between them. A quiet space where the mind doesn't need to rush or reach for anything. The breath moves in the same slow, measured pattern. A peaceful rise, a soft release, a warm drift into deeper stillness. The night outside remains silent and wide. The train continues to glide through it, steady and sure, like a calm river flowing through dark fields. Inside, this world of soft rhythms becomes a place to rest, to settle, to sink into a space where every sound encourages the body to relax a little more. Each moment stretches gently into the next. Nothing hurried, nothing crowded, just a smooth flow of movement and sound. The rails continue their low, repetitive song. The engine holds its warm hum. The wind moves past in long, quiet sweeps. Breath follows along. Slow, easy, steady. The sounds of night travel become part of your stillness. They carry you gently, offering reassurance with every soft beat of the wheels. The rhythm remains calm and unbroken as the train moves deeper into the quiet. The body responds by sinking further into ease. The mind rests in the soft harmony of sound and motion. Here, in this warm carriage gliding through the night, everything settles into a peaceful pulse, steady and soothing, guiding you toward deeper rest as the train moves softly onward. The night grows wider as the train continues its easy glide forward. The landscape opens in long, quiet stretches, and the air inside the carriage feels even softer than before. Warm light rests gently on the seat, while outside, darkness settles peacefully over the land. A subtle shift comes as the tracks begin to rise. The motion smooths out, the hum deepens slightly, and the train prepares to cross open space. The air around you feels lighter, as though everything is slowing down for a moment. Beneath the train, a river appears. You sense it before you fully imagine it. An openness, a quiet distance below, a faint change in the sound of the wheels. The carriage glides into a new kind of stillness as it reaches the bridge. The water below moves slowly through the night. Its surface is dark, almost glassy, catching the moonlight in soft streaks. Reflections ripple gently with the river's quiet current, shifting in long, slow patterns. For a moment, the train feels as though it's floating. The steady ground you've grown used to is replaced by a lighter, suspended motion. The hum becomes smoother, softer, stretching out like a long, calming breath. Moonlight glides across the water in pale, silvery trails. Each faint shimmer moves with the current, drifting lazily downstream. The reflections rise and fall, spreading outward in soft circles that disappear almost as soon as they form. The train moves across the bridge with a gentle certainty. Each sound becomes quieter, more muted, as if the water below absorbs the usual rhythms. The wheels tap lightly along the rail joints, softer than before, creating a calm and distant cadence. The river widens beneath you, a broad, dark ribbon winding through the countryside, untouched and serene. Even without seeing it directly, you can feel its presence. A cool, open space flowing slowly through the night. The crossing lasts longer than expected. Not rushed, not hurried. Just a smooth stretch of floating movement that invites the breath to slow and soften and settle. Another faint shimmer of moonlight touches the surface, then another. Each one moves gently across the water, never in a hurry, always drifting with the quiet current. The far bank approaches slowly. Trees rise along the edge of the river, tall and still, their leaves outlined in silver. Their reflections rest on the water below, wavering in small, gentle movements. The train reaches solid ground again with the lightest shift, a soft change in vibration, a return to the steady hum you've grown used to. The transition feels seamless, almost dreamlike. Another stretch of land opens ahead, calm and wide. The river drifts behind you, still flowing through the night. Its quiet presence lingers in the mind, like a soft echo of stillness. The train continues forward, steady and unhurried. Fields spread out on either side, touched by moonlight and wrapped in deep quiet. The rhythm of the rails returns, gentle and comforting, guiding you further into the calm. Soon, a second river appears. The change is subtle again, a slight lift of the tracks, a soft shift in the sway of the cabin, a delicate pause in the hum. You drift into another moment of quiet suspension. This river is narrower, gliding through the landscape like a thin line of silver in the darkness. Its surface moves with the faintest ripples, barely visible, like whispers of motion under the moon. The train crosses with the same lightness as before, a feeling of floating, a sense of being held above open space, moving gently through the night. Below, the water reflects the soft glow of the sky. Patches of light shimmer and fade, stretching across the surface in slow, fluid shapes. Everything feels loose, flowing, unbound. The wheels make a soft, rhythmic pattern across the bridge. Each sound blends easily into the next, unbroken and smooth. The repetition carries a deep comfort, like the slow rhythm of calm breathing. The far bank comes into view again. Shadowed trees, tall grass, the shapes of rocks along the shore, resting quietly beneath the soft moonlight. The train touches solid ground once more. The hum deepens, the vibration steadies, and the floating sensation gently fades. The return to earth feels warm and grounding. You move deeper into the night, carried by a rhythm that feels peaceful and familiar. The rivers remain behind you, wide and quiet, their calm lingering in your thoughts. Another faint shift appears ahead. This time the river is even slower, broader, almost still. Its surface looks smooth enough to hold the moon itself, floating in long, silvery reflections. As the train rises onto the bridge, the motion softens again. The wheels glide lightly. The sounds become muted. For a moment, it feels like time has slowed. The water below reflects the sky in gentle waves. Each ripple stretches out in soft lines, moving with the slightest touch of the current. The quiet is deep here, spilling outward across the river and up through the space around you. The entire train seems to drift across the wide water. The hum smooths, the sway softens. The air feels calm and cool, as though the night itself is holding everything in place. Crossing the river feels like floating through a dream. The scene is slow, open, and endlessly gentle. Every part of it encourages the mind to loosen, to soften, to drift. The far edge comes gradually closer. Trees rise along the riverbank, dark and still. Grass slopes gently toward the water's edge, glistening faintly beneath the moon. The steady ground returns once again, smooth and seamless. The hum rises softly around you. The rhythm regains its familiar cadence. The rivers fall behind, quiet and peaceful, leaving you held in a deeper calm than before. The sense of floating lingers, soft and serene, as the train glides onward through the night. Here, in this calm motion, everything loosens. Breathing finds an easy rhythm. The body settles into warm stillness. The mind drifts gently with the slow-moving landscape. The night stretches far and wide, carrying you forward in quiet comfort. As the train moves softly beyond each river, deeper into the peaceful dark, the landscape shifts as the train moves deeper into the night. Fields grow darker and more textured, and the wide openness begins to gather gentle shapes at the edges. The air outside feels still, almost holding its breath as the scenery changes. Ahead, the first lines of trees appear, tall, dark silhouettes rising softly against the night sky. Their shapes blend into one another, forming a quiet boundary between land and sky. The train glides toward them with slow, steady calm. Each tree stands like a gentle guardian of the night, unmoving and serene. Branches reach upward, catching faint traces of starlight between them. As you enter the wooded stretch, the world feels instantly softer. The trees gather around the train in loose clusters, wrapping the carriage in a cool, hushed embrace. Everything becomes quieter here, as though the forest itself is sleeping lightly. The rhythm of the wheels continues, steady and comforting. But the surrounding stillness deepens. Sound seems to rest gently on the air rather than traveling through it. Even the wind that brushed along the windows before has softened into a faint, distant whisper. Evergreens rise close to the tracks, tall pines and spruces, outlined in pale silver from the moonlight above. Their needles catch small glimmers of light, creating faint, shimmering textures as the train passes. Shadows shift softly across the ground, long stretched shapes that drift with the movement of the train. The forest floor lies hidden in deep shade, calm and undisturbed. Small clearings open between the trees. Patches of starlight drift down, resting on the tops of grasses and low shrubs. These pockets of light appear for a moment, then slip away behind the carriage. The hills begin to rise in the distance, rounded shapes outlined gently against the sky. They seem to watch over the forest with quiet patience, their silhouettes steady and reassuring. The train sways lightly as it follows the curve of the land. Each movement feels slow, thoughtful, and deeply soothing. The tracks wind between the trees with a soft, deliberate grace. Branches arch above the tracks in some places, not touching, but close enough to create the sense of a natural tunnel. Moonlight finds its way through the gaps, shining in thin, scattered beams that flicker across the windows. The deeper you travel into the wooded landscape, the more the night wraps itself around the train. The world grows hushed, still, comforting in its darkness. The scent of pine seems almost imaginable, drifting lightly through memory, even without the windows open. The quiet presence of the forest carries a familiar warmth, like stepping into a place the heart already knows. The outlines of the trees blur gently with the motion of the train. Clumps of dark shapes pass by in slow, rhythmic waves. The repetition is calming, almost hypnotic. Another cluster of evergreens appears, tall and close to the tracks. Their trunks rise straight and strong. Their branches form soft layers that sway hardly at all in the calm night air. Small hilltops come into view again, their edges softened by the moon's pale glow. They drift in and out of sight as the trees part and close around the train. Deeper into the forest, shadows grow thicker. They wrap the landscape in muted tones and soft silence. Yet nothing about the darkness feels heavy. It feels gentle, protective, like a quiet blanket settling over the earth. The rhythm of the train blends easily with the stillness around it. The steady rolling sound finds its place among the trees, becoming part of the night's natural hush. Each clatter of the rails feels softer, smoothed by the presence of the forest. Branches occasionally lean closer to the tracks. Their tips brush together in small, barely audible touches. A quiet conversation carried by the wind. The stars shine through breaks in the canopy, tiny points of light scattered across the sky. They flicker softly between the trees, appearing and vanishing as the train moves. Every detail creates a sense of peaceful enclosure, not closed in, but gently held, surrounded by the quiet strength of nature at rest. The train glides on, deeper into the woods. The motion remains slow and steady. Breath follows its rhythm, softening again, finding an even calmer pace. Thoughts drift more easily here. The forest invites the mind to settle, to become quiet, to rest within its stillness. This part of the night feels like a sanctuary, untouched and soothing. Another hill rises to the side, its slope covered in dark pines. The outline is smooth, steady, timeless. It holds the same quiet presence as everything else in the woods. Shadows gather along the lower ground. They move gently with the shifting light of the moon. Their softness adds to the depth of the scene, creating layers of calm. The trees begin to spread out again, not disappearing, but becoming looser, more open. Spaces form between them where moonlight pools softly on the ground. A final cluster of evergreens stands tall near the tracks. They watch silently as the train passes, their branches still, their silhouettes calm and assured. Slowly, the forest begins to thin. The trees step back, creating space. The shadows soften. The night grows lighter once more. Yet the sense of stillness lingers. It settles into the breath, into the body, into the quiet rhythm of the train. The tender calm of the forest travels with you as the train glides onward, a gentle reminder of the soft sanctuary found in the depths of night, carried forward into the open darkness ahead. The forest slowly drifts away behind you, and the world outside fades into a soft blend of shadows and moonlight. Inside the carriage, the air feels warmer, wrapped in a gentle hush that settles over everything. Dim lights glow above the seats, casting a warm, quiet shimmer across the cabin. The glow is soft, almost like candlelight, gently touching the fabric of the seats and the curved edges of the windows. Nothing is bright or distracting. Everything is muted, cozy, and calm. The cushions beneath you hold a comfortable warmth. The fabric feels soft against your body, welcoming you back into your seat as if it remembers you. You sink into it a little more, letting the weight of the day fall away. Around you, the carriage is peaceful. A few other travelers sit scattered through the space. No one speaks. No one moves very much. Each person wrapped in their own quiet world, sharing the same gentle stillness without needing to acknowledge it. Their presence feels steady and soothing, a reminder that you're not alone, yet not required to interact or engage. Just quiet companionship drifting through the night. The train continues its steady glide, the soft hum beneath your feet blending with the calm breath of the carriage. The motion is familiar now, a slow, rhythmic sway that eases the body deeper into rest with every small shift. Light from the overhead lamps rests on the seats in soft pools. It smooths out the shapes around you, softens the edges, and makes the whole cabin feel like a safe, warm cocoon. Shadows gather gently in the corners, undisturbed and peaceful. Clothing rustles quietly as someone adjusts their posture. A soft breath from another row, the faintest sound of someone settling deeper into their seat. Each movement is small, natural, and comforting. The silence between these quiet moments feels like its own kind of warmth. A restful, shared pause stretching gently through the space. You notice the fabric beneath your hands, smooth, familiar, holding a gentle warmth from the surrounding air. Your body relaxes into it easily, sinking into the softness without any effort. The air feels warm but not heavy, comforting, like a blanket placed lightly over your shoulders. Each breath brings that warmth deeper into your chest, then sends it out slowly again. The windows hold faint reflections of the cabin's light. You catch glimpses of the dim interior mirrored against the dark world outside. The reflections ripple slightly with the movement of the train, adding to the dreamlike feel of the moment. Someone shifts softly 2 rows away. The sound is brief, gentle, blending back into the hush almost instantly. It feels reassuring, a small proof of shared stillness in the quiet carriage. You allow yourself to rest more fully against the seat. The warmth of the cushion, the soft motion of the train, the dim glow that surrounds you, all of it creates a safe, quiet retreat. Breath deepens without effort, in and out, following its own slow rhythm. Each exhale releases a little more tension, a little more weight. The fabric of your clothes moves gently with each breath. It creates the softest sensation along your arms, your shoulders, your chest, little reminders that your body is warm, safe, and allowed to rest here. The hum of the engine continues its calm, steady tone. It's softer inside the cabin, almost muffled by the warmth and the cushioned seats. A background presence that feels deeply soothing. The sway of the train becomes more noticeable as you relax. Not strong, not sharp. Just a slow, reassuring motion that rocks the carriage with each gentle curve of the tracks. Someone further down the cabin slowly leans their head against the window. The soft thud barely reaches you, but it blends seamlessly into the quiet atmosphere. Every small sound feels natural, part of the shared stillness unfolding around you. In this warm, dim space, the mind begins to drift. Thoughts soften at the edges. Many slip away before fully forming. The train's motion creates a smooth pathway inward toward a deeper sense of rest. The carriage feels like a sanctuary, a small protected world wrapped in shadows and soft light. The warmth, the fabric, the gentle presence of others, all of it encourages a kind of peaceful retreat. Outside the windows, the night continues to pass by. But in here, time feels slower, quieter, more spacious. Your body grows heavier in the best possible way. Muscles loosen, limbs relax. The gentle vibration of the train flows through you, easing everything it touches. The sound of someone breathing a few seats away becomes part of the rhythm. A slow inhale, a soft exhale. It adds to the sense of shared calm, each breath folded gently into the silence. Warmth gathers around your legs and chest. The cushion beneath you supports your weight without strain. Your back settles into the seat, finding its own comfortable shape. Every part of the cabin seems to invite deeper rest. The soft glow overhead, the dim reflections in the window, the quiet presence of other travelers, the smooth, steady motion carrying all of you through the night. Thoughts grow slower still. The mind begins to drift in long, gentle waves, like soft ripples moving out across a calm lake. Nothing pulls, nothing pushes. Everything eases inward toward a deeper stillness. The carriage feels almost dreamlike now, warm, quiet, safe, wrapped in a hush that settles over every surface, every sound, every breath. As the train moves on, the quiet companionship of this shared space deepens the calm. You settle even further into your seat, into your breath, into the soft glow of the cabin. Here, in this dim and peaceful place, the night gathers around you with a gentle embrace, and the journey carries you slowly, quietly, deeper into rest. The night feels deeper now, as if the world has slipped into an even quieter layer of stillness. Outside the windows, darkness stretches in every direction, soft and unbroken, holding everything in a calm embrace. The train glides through this quiet world with slow, steady motion. Each sound feels softened by the late hour, gentle taps of the rails, the low hum of the engine, the faint whisper of air sliding past the carriage. Every movement settles into a rhythm that feels warm, familiar, and endlessly soothing. The horizon is barely visible now, just a deep, velvety darkness that blends seamlessly into the sky. It feels wide and open, stretching far beyond the reach of the eye, peaceful in its vastness. Above, a scatter of stars glows faintly. Some bright, some dim, all resting quietly in the sky. They shimmer with a soft, steady light, like small lanterns guiding the train through the deep night. As the train moves forward, the stars seem to drift with it, sliding slowly across the dark canvas overhead. Their gentle motion feels almost dreamlike, as if the train and the sky are traveling together through the same quiet current. The landscape below is a soft blur. Fields blend into one another. Hilltops rise faintly, their outlines barely visible. Everything appears wrapped in shadows, softened by the calm of the late hour. Inside the carriage, the air feels even warmer than before. A cozy, quiet warmth that settles over your body like a soft blanket. Your seat supports you with gentle firmness, inviting every part of you to rest more deeply. Breath flows in slow waves now, a gentle rise, a soft fall, matching the elongated cadence of the train's glide. Each inhale feels like drawing in calm. Each exhale feels like letting go of something heavy. The train moves as if floating. The usual vibration softens into a faint, steady hum. The sway becomes slower, smoother, almost like drifting through warm water. This deep night rhythm carries a sense of effortless ease. Outside, the sky opens wider. A few clouds pass slowly across the stars, wisps of pale grey drifting without urgency. They move with the same unhurried pace as the train, blending into the night's quiet flow. The mind begins to drift as well. Thoughts lengthen. They fade at the edges. They stretch out and dissolve, one by one, without resistance. Nothing feels oppressing or sharp, only soft impressions that come and go like gentle waves. The world feels distant, softened by darkness and time, yet inside the carriage, everything feels close and comforting. The dim glow, the warm air, the steady rhythm beneath you, all of it creates a quiet space where rest naturally unfolds. The stars appear again through a clearing in the sky. This patch is brighter, filled with tiny points of light. They shimmer gently as the train moves past, like a field of glowing seeds drifting on the breeze. Long stretches of open land appear outside. They rise and fall in slow, sweeping lines. The train glides over them easily, its motion becoming part of the quiet landscape. Each moment feels slower than the last. Scenes unfold gradually, like warm currents drifting through a peaceful stream. Nothing rushes, nothing pulls your attention. Everything simply moves, soft and fluid. A distant hill forms a dark silhouette against the faint glow of the horizon. It lingers for a long moment, steady and unmoving, before slowly fading into the night behind you. The sky deepens again. Stars shine more faintly. The world feels quieter than ever, as if it has slipped into a gentler layer of silence reserved for the very late hours. Breathing settles into its own peaceful rhythm. Warm air fills the chest. Soft air leaves again. Each breath brings you deeper into a sense of floating ease. The train continues its slow passage through the night. The wheels roll with a steady, softened pattern. The hum of the engine keeps its low, calming tone. Every sound becomes part of a soothing lullaby that guides you deeper inward. The deeper the train moves into the night, the more dreamlike the world becomes. Edges blur, time stretches, thoughts drift in slow motions, rising and falling like gentle tides. The sky above feels endless now, dark and open, filled with quiet stars and soft shadows. The horizon melts into the night, creating a sense of drifting through a vast, peaceful world. Your body sinks deeper into the seat. Warmth gathers around your shoulders and along your legs. The motion of the train supports you, holding you effortlessly as the night wraps around the carriage. Outside, the land continues to pass in slow, smooth waves. The shapes of distant fields, the soft rise of gentle hills, the fading shadows of trees, all of it blends into a calm rhythm that matches your breath. The quiet feels profound now, not empty, but full of softness, a kind of silence that rests over everything, inviting sleep to rise naturally. The train moves forward, carrying you deeper into this peaceful darkness. Scenes drift by, gentle and distant, like images in a quiet dream. Nothing asks for your attention. Nothing interrupts the calm. Breath slows again. The body grows heavier. The mind loosens its hold on the day. everything settles into a warm, easy rhythm. The stars shimmer once more through a break in the clouds. They glow softly, steady and calm, watching over the quiet land below. The night feels endless and safe, a soft, quiet companion drifting alongside the train. Here, in this deep, tranquil moment, the journey continues, steady, slow and soothing, carrying you gently through the warm, drifting quiet of the late night. The night has softened into something almost weightless. The world outside has grown quiet and wide, and the train moves through it with long, slow breaths of motion. The hum beneath the seat is warm and steady. It fills the space around you without demanding attention. Just a soft presence, like a heartbeat felt rather than heard. Air in the cabin feels gentle and calm, warm enough to comfort, cool enough to soothe. It rests lightly on your skin, blending with the warmth of the seat and the quiet around you. Breathing follows its own slow rhythm now, in and out. Each breath longer, smoother, softer. The body rises and falls like something floating in warm, still water. The motion of the train stretches into long, easy waves, a slow drift forward, a slight lean, a quiet return. Each movement is unhurried, graceful, almost invisible in its calm. Outside, darkness rests over everything, a deep, velvety quiet that melts into the faintest glow near the horizon. The shapes of the land fade and return in gentle pulses as the train glides on. Inside, the world feels suspended. Nothing pulls at you. Nothing asks for thought or effort. Just the soft hum, the warm air, the slow rhythm of breath. The body grows heavier with each passing moment, but it's a peaceful weight, a weight that feels supported, held, completely at ease. Muscles loosen. The hands rest without tension. Shoulders settle deeper. Even the face softens, letting go of anything left from the day. Thoughts fall away in small pieces. They drift out of focus, dissolving into the same quiet the train is moving through. What remains is a gentle awareness, soft, warm, unhurried. The hum of the rails becomes more distant. It smooths out, almost blending with your breath, a simple repetition without edges. The engine's low tone joins it, steady and comforting. Now and then, the wind traces along the outside of the carriage. Not loud, just a soft brush, like someone drawing a long line through the night. It comes and goes with peaceful consistency. The train moves through open space that feels endless, a quiet world with no corners, no boundaries, just wide stretches of calm. The horizon seems to drift with you, slow and low, carrying a faint glow that barely touches the land. Warmth gathers at your back, at your legs, along your chest. It spreads gently, easing every small point of pressure. The seat supports you in a way that asks nothing in return. Breath deepens without being told to. It unravels into longer softness. It settles into a rhythm that echoes the motion of the train, smooth and quiet. The night air seems to thicken slightly outside. It mutes the world. It wraps the land, the sky, the tracks in deep calm. The carriage feels like a small, timeless space drifting through the vast quiet. Light and shadow blend together. Everything slows into a gentle blur. Thought drifts again, not in sentences or stories, but in sensations. Warmth, stillness, soft breaths, the low hum beneath you. These sensations flow in long waves, one arriving, one fading away, each one blending into the next until they feel like a single continuous motion. Even the sound of the train seems to stretch out. The rhythm becomes softer. The spaces between sounds lengthen, giving the night room to settle. Your body drifts with it, not moving, but letting go, letting the quiet carry you. The sense of floating grows stronger, not above anything, not apart from anything, but simply suspended in warmth and motion and hush, a gentle balancing between awareness and rest. Breathing becomes quieter still, a soft whisper of air, a warm release, nothing forced, nothing held back. The night holds the train holds you, and everything blends together into one deep, restful silence. The hum grows softer, the warmth deepens, the breath flows in long, smooth waves. The world outside fades into a single, peaceful darkness, not empty, but full of quiet, full of stillness, full of a soft presence that asks nothing and comforts everything. Inside the carriage, every detail disappears into calm. The seats, the faint glow, the motion, all of it melts into a warm haze. You drift deeper, thoughts loosen, the edges of awareness blur. Only comfort remains. The train glides on, steady and slow. Breath follows, warmth surrounds. The quiet grows fuller, richer, gentler. Everything feels easy now. Everything feels soft. Everything feels quiet beyond words. Here, in this deep, velvety calm, the night continues to carry you, warm, slow, and drifting softly into sleep. The night has settled into its softest form. Everything around you feels warm, quiet, and deeply at ease. The train moves with a slow, steady rhythm, carrying you through the last stretch of this peaceful journey. The glow inside the carriage is dim and gentle. It rests across the seats in faint, warm shapes, barely touching the air. Shadows melt into one another, creating a calm, blurry softness all around. Breathing drifts into an easy pattern, long, slow inhales, soft, warm exhales, each one blending into the next, smooth and effortless. The hum beneath the seat continues, steady and comforting. It feels like a familiar hand resting lightly beneath you, offering support without asking anything in return. The sound is quiet now, almost like a low lullaby woven into the background of the night. Outside the windows, the countryside lies in complete rest. Fields stretch out in deep darkness. Trees stand in quiet lines. Distant hills fade into the horizon with no rush, no weight, no movement, but the soft pull of the night. Stars shimmer faintly overhead, some bright, some barely visible. They glow with a gentle calm that matches the slow, soothing pace of the train. Inside, the warmth wraps around you. It settles softly along your arms, your chest, your legs. It fills the small spaces between breaths, creating a cocoon of quiet comfort. The motion of the carriage becomes smoother, softer, almost like drifting. The sway is subtle, barely there, just enough to remind you that you're being carried forward in the most peaceful way. Your thoughts loosen even more. They stretch out. They soften. Some fade completely, slipping away into the quiet around you. Nothing needs to be held. Nothing needs to be decided. Nothing needs to be solved. The night takes care of everything outside this small, warm space. The sound of the rails forms a slow, rhythmic whisper. Each gentle note rises and falls with predictable calm. The pattern repeats, soothing and familiar, like a steady pulse guiding you deeper into rest. Breath follows that rhythm. In and out. Slow, warm, unhurried. The body responds naturally, relaxing more with every cycle. The warmth of the cabin feels tender, almost like a soft embrace. It gathers around your shoulders, your back, the curve of your spine. Each part of you settles a little deeper into the seat. Thoughts drift again, slower this time. Longer spaces open between them. Even the internal chatter quiets, turning into soft echoes that fade before fully forming. The carriage feels lighter now, still, but not empty, filled with a gentle quiet that encourages every part of you to rest. Outside, the landscape glides by in long, smooth shadows. You sense it more than you see it. Wide fields, quiet roads, a horizon that stretches endlessly into the night. Each moment feels unhurried, soft, open, the kind of stillness that invites the mind to drift freely without direction. The train's motion grows even calmer. It feels like floating through warm air. You barely notice the ground beneath you. Everything blends into one seamless sensation of ease. Breathing deepens again, but with no effort. It's simply happening. Slow, warm, rhythmic. Your body feels heavy in the most comforting way, supported, balanced, cradled by the warm seat and the steady hum below. The night around you holds a kind of gentle magic, not bright or loud, just a quiet, peaceful presence that fills the space with calm. Inside, silence settles over everything. A soft silence, full and soothing, like the air has been wrapped in velvet. The world narrows to warm air, slow breath, and the quiet glide of the train. Every sense falls into that rhythm, becoming part of the same tranquil flow. Your eyelids grow heavier. Your thoughts dissolve into faint, drifting shapes. The mind rests in the wide softness of the moment. The hum continues, steady and low. The warmth continues, gentle and safe. The night continues, soft and endless. Nothing more is needed. Nothing more is asked. You are held completely by the quiet around you. In this moment, the world exists only as warmth, breath, and a slow, soothing glide through the deep night. The train moves forward with soft certainty, carrying you deeper into calm. Each breath blends with the rhythm. Each moment becomes quieter, lighter, easier. The night stretches on, peaceful and open. The journey continues in silence, and you drift gently with it, warm, resting, safe, and wrapped in the quiet of a gentle night's rest.